Okay, so it's a 2000 Toyota Camry. Got in a little accident in the snowy weather yesterday, and I'm going to attempt to remove the bumper cover, which is the actual plastic piece that goes around the metal bumper. So there's 3 screws here on top. 1, 2, 3, and then there's 6 underneath, which I'll get to, and then 1 over here on the side wheel well, and then 1 of course on the other side. Okay, so underneath the camera now there's this button here. I have to remove this button, and then I think there's the side. Okay, so with a little bit of persuasion and the ruining of those plastic studs, I'll have to replace them. They're out onto the top.
So this is the other duties of, I guess, the assistant. I get to hold bolts and the blue rag.
Taking the 3 top ones out, and then we'll get to the sides. Okay, so here underneath there are 6 10mm bolts. You got to take out 1, 2, 3 in the corner there. Fastener side, you take off the plastic, of course, already, and then 3 on this side, which clip into the plastic. I'm going to take it out and put it back in. So that's next, and it should be ready to come out.
All right, these are the bolts. These are the bolts without
broke off.
The
a little rusty.
The tips. So yeah, they broke off.
So plastic here, inserts from the bottom.
All kinds of fun things that happen when you're doing it yourself. So now we got to figure out a way to get the other half of the bolts out.
No spray needed. Looks like it's coming out. The skirt was already off, so it's easy to get to, but it's just plastic, you pull it back. So, alright, this is going to be out. Okay, so same thing over here. Here's the driver's side. You just pull this back, find the bolt, and then undo it. The other one's pretty easy. Hopefully this one's the same. No spray needed yet, even though the bolts are rusty. Okay, hopefully you can see this. So what I found out in the wheel well here are the bolts, 10mm bolts, but they're actually clips that go on and hold the body pieces together. I lost one of the bolts, so I had to find it, and I found out it was actually a clip, so I can actually go get new clips. Replace the one down here. You're actually trying to, if you lose the bolt or strip it or whatever, or break it.
So we dropped the bolt somewhere in the car. Hopefully it'll come out later when we take the actual fender off, or bumper I should say.
I'll be able to find it.
Yeah, but you know, these are the fun things that happen when you're working on the car yourself.
Okay.
You lose parts and hopefully you find them at some point.
Alright, so 6 bolts underneath, 2 of the plastic ones underneath, 1, 2, 3 up top, 1 driver's side, 1 passenger, 1 in the wheel well. And I think it's ready to go, so we'll see here.
What's happened to?
Okay, so there's one little tricky part here. There's these clips. You have to go ahead and push this underneath. This is, well, this will grab this hole here. Let's see it there. So you got to get those clips. You get a little screwdriver. Get over here, a long screwdriver, and then push it out, and then that releases it. So, all right. Okay, so I had a little more damage over here than I thought I had. This actually got pushed back, the whole light assembly, and the bumper a little bit. This I'm not going to worry about, but this here I got to pull out so the light works. This should be even. You can't see here, but basically even all the way across. So what I'm going to do is I have a bearing puller, blind bearing puller. I don't have an actual one for auto mechanics. Push in that hole. Got some lock pliers on the back side of it. Hopefully I can go ahead and now pull it out slowly with this. Once I connect that, so I'm going to try and do it, let you know what happens. Okay, so I gave it a couple whacks and I can see it's coming out, so this seems to be working. That's holding. It's going to make sure I don't cut any of these things here as I'm going along, but other than that, it looks like it's pulling it out, so I'm going to do it nice and slowly. But next up, I'm going to go and try and get this bend out, this big dent in this plastic here. So we have the water heated up, we have the blow dryer. We're going to go ahead and try and get this bent back out. Oh, sorry sports fans, you didn't get to see that, but that was a one-person show. So what I did is I grabbed the water, boiling hot water. I just kept on pouring it over where the dent was. Kept on going real slowly. Make sure it warmed up at the same time. I had a hot air gun over this side. This is all crinkled in, if you recall. Heating the inside also. As soon as the water was empty, I turned it over. What I basically did was I put my knee where the hole was and then pushed it through, and then did a little bit of hammering with the mallet afterwards to get it straight. So that's what it looks like. That's for the bumper, of course. Not too bad. Put over here, of course, but I think that might have been there from before, because that's white. So all right, so it turned out good. I got to continue to pound out the metal over here. So what I'm doing here is, once again, taking what's really a different tool, Harbor Freight Special line hole bearing puller, and adapting it basically for this as a bend puller. So I keep on doing this. You can see it's coming out. So far it's working. And I'll continue to work until it looks about right. Okay, so here I am just continuing to pull that straight out. As it turns out, this actually goes pretty straight, so I'm gonna keep pulling it, but this seems to be working, this contraption. So all right. Okay, so I just did reverse on the bumper. I banged all that out. Looks pretty straight now, and I put in the sides, the bottom 6 plus the 2 plastics. Those 3 bolts here on top, 1, 2, 3, and of course the other side. So now I just got to make sure that the brackets come with the new light and plug it in. Hopefully this is a good enough job here, and actually doesn't look too bad. There's a little bit here, but other than that, not bad at all. So good to go. As soon as we get the lights in, should be arriving tomorrow. Okay, so I got my new headlight in and my new side lamp both in today. So we're going to fit check, see if they fit here. Let's get in there. Both left side, driver's side, of course. It's all in the box. It's always in there. So let's see if this sort of fits in here. Okay. Certified, yeah, that's what I wanted. All right. Now this should go in here, and then looks like that fits fine. Yep, looks good. Looks like it fits. I think it was this one here. This is all the way back enough or not. So, all right, I'll adjust that a little bit, I guess. So, all right, looking good. Okay, so it looks like everything's fine, except this is not actually pulled out enough. This little gap there, that thing's supposed to be all the way down, I think, holding that in. So it may have to be pulled out a little more, but I think I can fix it. Not too bad. It's done. These things, the lights are put in by the 3 bolts here. Okay, so as it turns out, once you start putting these in and make this flush, there's a little adjuster in the back. I can't see it, but anyway, adjuster in the back there, that you go ahead and push in that little hole right there, and then once the adjuster's in properly, that bottom bolt will go in. So I guess it was adjusted fine, so it looks good. Okay, and the side marker light clips in the top hole there, that lines up, clips in the side here, that marker, and then it clips in here. So those 3 places, and I'll plug it in, and that should be in. Okay, there's the lights in. Looks like this needs to be adjusted out a little bit more, but that's fine. I'll get to that. And this is the other one. I probably should have bought 2 brand new ones. Now this one's sparkling clean, and that one's not, but it looks like the lights are all working. Looks like they're running lights, so it's good. Back together.